All right, let's give this Blue Cruise a go. Oh, hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. If you can see him, that's my buddy Frank. We're driving to the Springs, or to the Cheyenne, I should say. We're on I-80, and I had to drive an hour south because I want to use Blue Cruise, which is their new autonomous driving system, available in the Mach-E and also the Ford F-150. And so we're entering the interstate, and I'm going to put my phone on too, and we'll see if we can't get all the camera angles in the world. I should wait till it pops on. How's that? Wait till it pops on. All right, excuse me. This is a trial. I'm learning how this works. I've watched a lot of videos, and this is the best I can do. So I'm gonna hit the cruise button, and I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna set my cruise. And so I'm set. Adaptive cruise is set, and then there it is. It says hands-free pops up, and so I'm gonna see if I can't get around this guy. Of course, the semi pops up as soon as I'm doing that. Let's see, it should pop up to say the Blue Cruise steering wheel. Okay, so then I should be able to take my hands off. And as long as I'm watching the road, I have hardware here and hardware here. I'll show you on the screen. You can only see it when I have the camera on it. But, okay. I have cruise set at 72. Now, what do you think, Frank? It's something. Now I got to keep my eyes on the road, but let me see if let's see if I can change lanes. Does it allow me to change lanes? I put my thing on. Okay, no, I have to manually change lanes. Okay, so so GM system has Super Cruise. They let you change lanes, but this is all new technology. So that pops up. I can increase my speed or decrease my speed. It just alerted me not to watch the road. That's the biggest thing. So it'll work. I just gotta watch the road and make sure I can see, you know, the sensors see me. But they also said that it works with sunglasses on, even the mirrored type. I don't have the mirrored type, but I have these sunglasses because I'm not as cool to have the mirrored type. But here I am, sunglasses on, and we're driving. Wow. So, yeah, that's basically how Blue Cruise works. In this video, I'll show you some video on the way down on how the other adaptive cruise system works, cruise control. It got all mad at me, it threw a fit, it turned off. This is non-Blue Cruise. If you hit the Blue Cruise, or hit the button and you hit set. Okay. So now I have cruise set. What's interesting is it'll alert you here, or it does, I promise, to put your hands on the wheel. See, there's the icon that pops up. Put your hands off the wheel. It'll say, watch the road. It's looking at your eyeballs. This is non-Blue Cruise. Take your hands off the wheels like this. It says, keep hands on the steering wheel. If you don't, it'll go red like this, and then if you don't do it, it will kick it off. So that's normal cruise, which is just annoying. I wanted to try this system. So I'm I-80 westbound, if you know the area, Kimball to Cheyenne. The reason I drive all the way down here was because Blue Cruise is approved for, I think, 110,000 miles interstate on divided highway, which is interstate like this. But basically it's all your major interstates. It's I-80, it's I-70, I-25, I-75. I mean, it's all those major interstates. So I had to drive an hour south to get the major interstate because where I live. But yeah, what's interesting, and you see the other camera angle, is it's not adjusting the steering wheel as much as I thought. Now today is 30 degrees. We don't have much wind out there as much as we normally would. And we're driving into a snowstorm a little bit. So I know the system doesn't work when it can't see the lane lines. So if you do have a big rain or snow on the road or whatever, the system's not gonna work. It uses sensors up by the mirror. And so if your truck isn't clean and you have mud all over the place, it's got the sensors there to read your lane lines, and adaptive cruise, which is usually right below the emblem in the front, it won't work. And so really, I mean, it'll work. It works. The technology works. I mean, I've been talking this whole time. It's been driving itself. It's just there's some factors involved, right? Clean truck, clean weather. I mean, okay, those factors involved. You can't use it as a trailer. They're working on that. GM system, you can work with a trailer. The biggest thing is on, I think it's on King Ranch and above, the hardware is part of the truck if you order it. It's all one package. And then software is $600 for 3 years. I've reached out to Ford for future comment, and they don't have any official statement on what it's going to cost after 3 years. So that's what we have. I'm sure they're going to add a lot more roads and more interstates as they map more stuff. I mean, they want to keep expanding this because it could be really useful. I mean, if you're driving, well, look, I mean, I live in Nebraska, but if you're driving through parts of Nebraska, it's pretty nice to hit this cruise and just go. So, yeah. And I've used GM system, like I said, I've used this system, and basically all they do is they get me doing this. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm so used to driving and seeing what's going on, but yeah, so it totally works. It's totally, yeah. All right, one more note on that. We just turned up to 80 miles an hour. They don't tell me how long you look away. It's based on the speed, according to GM, it's based on the speed you're going. When you go faster, you can look away for less increment of time. If you're going slower, you can look away a little longer. So I just changed the fan speed and looked over, it just alerted me because I looked away too far, and we're doing 80 now. So keep that in mind too. The faster you go, the more you need to pay attention to the road, which makes sense. The slower you go, you can probably look away a little bit longer because you're not driving as fast. All right, here's an update. It just turned off. You know what? We entered town and a car flew up behind me. Dude was flying, switched lanes, came around me and passed. I hadn't gotten over yet, and it turned off. Now it's back on. Now we're making a big turn. Like, oh, turn, baby, turn. This is crazy. We're doing 80 miles an hour through this turn, and I mean, there's a wall right there. Like, if it doesn't turn, oh, dude. Okay, all right, now it has me take the hands of the wheel. Okay, now it's taking over again. This is an interesting video because okay, sorry about that. Had to collect my thoughts, and that was freaky. I'm so glad it turned, and it did all right until we got a little bit more speed in that corner, and it couldn't quite get all the way through. But we were just wondering, like, what happens if somebody's in the lane next to us doing the same kind of turn? I think the truck reads the lane lines in front of us, so it'll be fine. But the car next to us is probably in our lane a little bit because, you know, computers aren't driving for us. We all tend to get on the lines a little bit occasionally as you're going through a corner. So that'd be interesting. I don't think I want to test that though. I want to believe Ford has it figured out, because that really freaked me out. Now we're heading, again, like I said in the video, we're heading towards Cheyenne. We just got notification on the sign to turn off cruise control because it's slick spots ahead. So I'm gonna gauge the road conditions. Right now it's perfectly dry, there's no problem at all. And then I'll turn it off, but I wanna see how far I can go before the system won't work because of slick roads and ice and stuff like that, snow. But yeah, so again, I have to get around the semi, and I'm taking it like it's a pain. It's not a pain in the ass, it's just something you gotta know. And so I gotta change lanes, and then adaptive cruise picks up, and then blue cruise takes over. And so we get past the semi, and these roads are terrible. This is a thoroughfare for all major transportation for semis. These roads just get beat up. So I'm through that, and then I turn signal, I take over, I change lanes, and then it takes about there, and now it's back on. Not a big deal. Like I said, I'm sure Ford's working on it. I'm sure it's gonna be an over-the-air update or something. So just gotta know, like I said, as of filming right now today, this is how the system works. And it does work by using that hardware. So the two sensors I showed you, they're watching my eyeballs. And so they're watching my eyes as I look. I want to keep my eyes on the road as much as possible. Like I said, you can bend over, lean over and change the fan speed, or I could get a drink. Like I have some tea, right? So I can drink my tea, and no big deal there. But yeah, so that's your update. The weather's getting worse. Let's see what happens. Let's hopefully we don't have another corner situation like we did back there. I don't like those. I don't like those at all. All right, we are heading into the snowstorm, and you can see, hopefully from this camera, that it is getting, we're on the edge. I mean, the roads are getting a little slick. It's getting a little bit harder for me to see. I can't see over the horizon anymore. Snow's coming down. Blue Cruise is still active. It's still doing its job in these conditions. And I'm gonna let these cameras go because I'm just kind of curious at what point we hit where it's gonna tell me to take the wheel and turn off to be inactive. My theory is there'll be debris, like dirty water that comes up from the roads, and it's going to cover the sensors, and that's what's going to stop it from working. So if long as those sensors are clean and they can see the lane lines, I'm sure they're going to work for a while. But when they get more water on them and they get dirty water on them where they cover the sensor, I'm going to theorize it's not going to work. But yeah, I mean, it's a massive storm front moving across the country, and we got the little first few bands of the storm front coming through, so it's not like the full storm. And we're getting some snow built up on the side of the road as well. Whoa. So we passed the semi there, and you saw me freak out because it felt like it was getting kind of close to the semi from my viewpoint. The truck is definitely overcorrecting now. Yep, and now it turned off. So now Blue Cruise is off. We can see the conditions. It said keep hands on the wheel because it cannot pick up the lane lines. What you're seeing on the lane lines is you can see that intermittent of snow on that. So yeah, the truck's like, knock it off. So I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna turn the cameras off. I'm gonna turn off cruise control and follow all the directions. But I just wanted to see how far it would go, and there's, well, there it is. That's how far it would go. So interesting. Okay, yep, there we go. Turned off cruise control. We're gonna go. So is Blue Cruise worth it? I don't know. It's kind of personal preference, up to you what you want to do. The technology is really new, so you may give it more time to, you know, get all flushed out, get all figured out. I would like the lane changing, would be great. If I lived down south in Texas or someplace where you don't get this kind of weather that often, you have big places to drive through, I think it's kind of worthwhile. I think I'd buy it, you know. It just depends. But yeah, these conditions are getting really rough as far as what they can do. I can't see the yellow line anymore. I have an idea where I'm at, and I have a semi coming up. So yeah, fun times in Wyoming, driving to Cheyenne at the edge of a storm because I want to experience Blue Cruise. There you go. So hey, for more videos, check the video out over here, website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.